Have y'all seen this film? A Minecraft movie. Not the Minecraft movie, a Minecraft movie. This film was actually announced back in 2014 when Notch announced on Twitter that he had partnered with Warner Bros. To make a feature film. It was actually originally going to star Steve Carell as Steve, which I think, look at him. He has such a cubed head. It would have been perfect. It took another 10 years before the film to start production, but when it was finished, oh boy, did we have something to talk about. Now, I went and saw this movie in theaters when it first came out, and I don't think I was prepared for what exactly this film had in store for me. I would say that's probably the least fun I've ever had in a movie theater. So, when there's a film I want to see, I purposely ignore all reviews so I can go in fresh and have no pre-planned biases. I was actually quite excited for this movie because I knew it was either going to be an absolute masterpiece or a complete shit show. And surprisingly, I'd say it's landed somewhere in the middle of that. I have quite the experience when going to see this movie in theaters, so I will be sure to recap that as I go along. I made sure to rewatch it for this review. Oh, God. This is not going to be fun for me. I remember the last time I watched this movie in theaters, and it was a miserable time. I should point out this is called a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft movie, because the production team were aware of how many people like to tell stories in Minecraft and use it as like an animation medium, essentially. So calling it a Minecraft movie was to not detract from anyone else who had made large animation content in Minecraft. So, a Minecraft movie. Let's get into it.
I've never done that before. I'm happy that my first was Jack Black. They're in my head. I'm happy they're in my head.
So the movie starts with the world generating, which I think is a really cool idea. It's always the start of a new Minecraft world, and this, I think it's gonna be fun. We see a young Steve facing off against a old-timey prospector. Okay.
And as a child, I yearned for the mines.
God, this is gonna be painful. We flash forward to a grown-up Steve where he's decided he is fed up selling doorknobs and wants to go back to the mines. Sounds like a worse job, honestly. Okay, so the Minecraft part aside, who wants to, leave their life of, a salesman to go work in coal mines? That sounds awful. This is before he knows about the overworld and Minecraft and all this stuff, so his dream at this point is just, I want to go get black lung. That sure sounds grand. So he goes back to the mines and faces off with the same old-timey prospector. How is that guy still alive? How? That's my biggest question. I don't care about anything else. How is that guy still alive? It's clearly been a solid 20 years, and this guy isn't gonna make it another 10. Let's be honest. Who knows, maybe he had, an identical twin who was 10 years younger than him. I don't think that's how that works. So while in the mine, Steve finds these strange square crystals that, when put together, open up a portal into the overworld.
This thingy, and that cool thingy. And when I put those two thingies together, you guessed it!
Impeccable lore. I've been making a lot of stops what the fuck is going on? But how did no one else find these? Seriously, they were just in a cave. It's not like it was some ancient cave no one ever went into, unless that one prospector is actually a ghost defending it. So Steve enters the portal and he finds the overworld. Honestly, this scene with the orchestral cover of C418's iconic soundtrack is so good. It's such a great introduction to the world. It fills you with nostalgia for Minecraft at the same time. So, while he's in there, Steve trains a dog named Dennis, he builds a ton of stuff, and then he finds the Nether.
Flint and steel.
Now, the Nether in this film is different from the Nether in Minecraft, where I was just kind of saw the Nether as literal hell. The Nether in this movie is just an alternate world that's been mined so heavily it just looks like that now. And they're led by their evil queen Magosha in a hunt for more gold. And they want the orb or cube that Jack Black found so that they can invade the overworld and then invade the real world to get all the gold. I'm not entirely sure. The piglins are evil. Motives may vary. There's already, Minecraft lore, isn't there? Why'd they have to make up bullshit like this? So Steve is trapped by the piglins, but he gives his dog the orb and says to hide it in his old house and let no one find it. And that is the intro to the movie. That's a lot. That's a lot to kind of just jump in. I really wish this whole scene was put later in the film at some point, but I wonder if test audiences didn't like the slow start to get to Minecraft, so they put this at the front and sped it up. Let me cut to my experience in the movie theater now. So I went to go see this film with my mom and my 3 brothers, who the oldest of which is 9. So they were the target audience for this film. And as soon as they cut away from the Minecraft, one of my brothers leans over to my mom and says, "I thought this was the Minecraft movie." So clearly the attention spans of kids were not around long enough to get through all the real world stuff before they get to the Minecraft movie. Okay, so I've also kind of dodged the elephant in the room here. The theater reaction when people saw this film. Now, this film is legendary for its theater goers, for they would all hoot and holler and cheer at every single fucking meme in this fucking movie. So as I said, I didn't watch any reviews or anything about this, so I had no fucking idea what I was getting into when I entered that theater. The guy next to me, because I normally like to sit in between people I know, but this was a rare occasion where I didn't, and the guy sitting next to me was so on board with all of these fucking memes. Like when Jack Black tried to light the nether portal, he goes, "Flint and steel." The guy next to me, like, full volume. Like, he didn't just, mumble it to himself. This was like a full speaking volume, goes, "Flint and steel," next to me. And then he starts cheering when the Minecraft movie logo shows up. This is when I think, oh god, what have I gotten myself into? There he is. The most overacted character in all of cinema. Then we cut to the real world, where we see Jason Momoa, where I'm pretty sure was attached to this film from the start. For the longest time, this film was kind of in limbo. Whenever you checked IMDb for it, you would always see Steve Carell and Jason Momoa, which would have been one of the most insane buddy comedies of the year, circa 2014. So we learn Jason Momoa is an aging 80s star who was nominated as Gamer of the Year and holds on to his title as the Garbage Man in this co-op fighting game. I wonder who he could be a reference to. Jason hasn't really let go of the past and is kind of down on his luck, struggling for money.
Listen, if you can keep the hammer press on your undie, I'll make all your weird fanboy dreams come true.
What the fuck? So he goes to a storage auction and tries to bet on a storage container that's supposed to have a vintage gaming console in it, but the box is empty.
When are you gonna stop looking for treasure inside a storage unit and recognize that the real treasure is inside your heart?
Oh, come on! He does get this mythical glowing orb and receptacle that Jack Black hid and who knows how long ago. Down on his luck, he drives home where his car breaks down. And then we're introduced to the other protagonist of the film, this girl and the kid. You think I bothered to learn their names? The only reason I know Steve's name is because Steve. So these 2 kids are living on their own because their mom died, and their last wish was to live in the middle of fucking nowhere in, I'm guessing, Idaho. They meet their real estate agent, who is our final protagonist for this film, who is also a traveling zoo? Okay. Are those a real thing? Those have got to be way more money than they're actually worth, just to get the permits alone. So, on his way to school, the kid goes into Jason Momoa's store just to solicit, I guess, where he naturally meets Jason Momoa, and he's trying to sell some, alpha male life coaching school, like a hustler's university, but for the garbage man, and the kid brushes him off and goes home. So then these next few scenes are really fucking fast. The girl gets a job at the potato chip factory. The kid goes to school where the principal is Jennifer Coolidge, and I'm sorry, I didn't recognize her. I didn't realize who that was. Apparently a lot of people knew she was a big deal. I didn't. Sorry. So the principal just starts trauma dumping on this random child, and then he goes to class where his teacher then starts trauma dumping to the rest of the class. Bro, quit trauma dumping on the new kid.
I wouldn't wish my life on my worst enemy.
What's with everyone just dumping their trauma in the school. And so the assignment in class is to draw fruit, or specifically a banana. But the kid is too creative, so he draws a banana with a jetpack. But the teacher's mad at him because he's like, hey, this is still art. Don't be creative in my art class. Do what you're told. But then the other kids are like, that jetpack would never work. And the kid's like, okay, I'll prove it. So he goes outside and builds a jetpack. Yes, it's that easy. So he gets his whole class, goes outside, builds a jetpack, and tests it, where it launches into the air, it crashes into the potato chip factory's mascot, where his sister is working, crashes into the river, and it's a PR nightmare. The kid almost gets expelled, and it's really fucking weird and so fast. That thing looks like something out of the Electric State. It's haunting. The editing for the scene and it is just so rapid. It feels like retention editing. It just feels like the video is going, hey, over here. Oh, look over here. Over here. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Over here. Look. You looking at me? Look at me. Good, good, good. It just infuriates me. I like my films slow. My favorite movie last year was Oppenheimer. I like my films slow. Let me take in what's going on. But then again, this is a Minecraft movie, and we're not in Minecraft. So then the kid doesn't want to have to pull his sister away from her new job. So he calls fucking this random guy he just met, aka Jason Momoa, and says, can you pretend to be my uncle? Like, you just met this guy, he's a total creep, and he tried to sell you a get-rich-quick scam. Why do you trust this man?
Oh, you can bag me up and take me to the curb anytime. But you gotta bungee the lid, because I got a lot of raccoons in there.
This is so uncomfortable. Why are they, like, such, like, weird innuendos? There are so many of them in this film. So they go back to his electronics store. The kid keeps looking at the crystal and orb that the guy got from the auction. And this whole time, no one's realized that the cube-shaped cube should go into the cube-shaped cylinder. Like, they didn't think to do that. It even comes with a note. Sure, it says, don't combine them, but someone would.
Combine the orb and crystal.
You needed instructions for that? There's a cube and a cube-shaped cylinder. If you put them together... It also says that the world that the orb leads to is full of treasures, and Jason Momoa is instantly on board. So they combine the orb and follow it to the mine. Also, the girl and the real estate agent decide to go chase after them. So all four of these people end up in the mine, where they go through the portal and they enter the overworld. Can we watch Minecraft Parkour Civilization instead? It's such a better movie. And somehow, at the same time, Malgosha realizes that the orb and the crystal have been recombined and opens a portal. So she's like, oh, my time to act is now. Killing children, that's what Minecraft's all about. But how does she know this? It's never explained. She has like a magic holograph thingy that shows her things, but it's never explained just how she knows any of the things that are going on. Something I really don't get about this film is, why did they need new lore? Minecraft already has its own lore, but it's pretty up to interpretation, and I guess this is the script writer's interpretation of it. This is a little gripe that I personally just have, but in the making of documentary, the screenwriter really doesn't seem like he understands Minecraft. Like, he doesn't really know a lot about it, and that, I think, is where a lot of the pitfalls I have with this film kind of come from. It's not all the pitfalls, but it's certainly some. Oh yeah, also, this villager sneaks through the portal and enters the real world, and we'll get to that subplot later. So, Malgosha orders Steve to go and get the crystal, because her piglins can't do it, because if they enter the overworld, they'll turn to zombies. But Steve is a bit wary. He's like, oh, why would I help you, you know? But Malgosha shows that she has Dennis's collar and is bluffing that she'll kill Dennis if they don't. Which, actually, that's kind of smart. Like, that's a really good villainy thing to do, is to lie about the leverage you have over someone, even though you don't have anything. Saying it out loud, it doesn't sound like it's that smart. But I really like it. I really think it's clever. So there's a whole joke about Jason Momoa trying to get a quest from a sheep, and I think it's kind of stupid. I don't really like it. The real estate lady says she knows animals, but how can she look at this and think it's an animal that she knows? Like, yeah, it resembles a sheep, but it also resembles a cube. Why do you think you know this creature? But then, just like Minecraft, the sun sets and the monsters come out. Okay, everyone is... Wow, everyone's really dumb. Sorry, everyone's just really dumb. Also, like, does not happen that quickly in Minecraft. Actually... You have a beautiful sunset that was added in beta 1.2.4. I think this is a good representation of, like, the first night, because everyone has the experience of their first night in Minecraft, when suddenly the sun goes down and monsters come out everywhere and try to kill you. But this is where things start to kind of get me. So, you can tell a lot of care was put into this film. But if you're a real, like, Minecraft veteran like I am, you start to see the cracks. A lot of this film feels like it was written by someone who vaguely heard about Minecraft and or at the very least scrolled through the Minecraft wiki. There's a lot of things that, like, you go, "Oh, that's Minecraft," but also isn't fully Minecraft. One keynote is all the skeletons having flaming arrows. That's a big one for me. So they said that they all had enchanted bows with I'm assuming fire aspect to shoot the flaming arrows, which is a cool aesthetic. But if they wanted like an authentic Minecraft feel, there'd be maybe one. I don't like how they all have these enchanted arrows. I also don't like the sheer amount of spider jockeys in this scene. Okay, I don't know why this is bugging me so much. Why are they all jockeys? Why are so many of them riding spiders? It's such a rare thing to happen in Minecraft. I barely see it in Minecraft. The creators said they did it just because they thought they looked cool. But to me, when you make a film adaptation of a video game, there's two things you can do. Take it fully seriously and ground it as best you can in reality and make it its own story. Or go batshit bananas and make it a film for the fans. For a bit of reference, Fallout TV show, grounded in reality. Five Nights at Freddy's movie, for the fans. This kind of tries to do both, and really fails. I think it feels more like a movie for people with a vague understanding of what Minecraft is. I guess I should also bring up how the mobs look, and they're not that good. Like, everyone kind of knew this. I think the bees look cool. I like the bees. But the skeletons just feel weird. The spiders are kind of cool. I hate the zombies, and I don't know why. And the piglins, I also don't like. But we'll get to those later. So they do lots of fighting. It's a big action set piece at night. The kid realizes he can break stuff and build and be creative. Bro learned how to mine. Now he needs to learn how to craft. While Jason Momoa runs around screaming, which, don't get me wrong, I like someone running around screaming. So close to diamonds. This is what happens when you keep gambling. You know those memes where it's like people who stop gambling, people who keep gambling. To build on my statement that this kind of feels like someone adjacent to Minecraft, but like if you actually know Minecraft, you can see the flaws, is the creeper. There is one specific problem I have with the creeper. They only ignite when people hit them. If you play Minecraft, you know that is not the case. So yes, this creeper does sneak up on Jason Momoa, but if you watch closely, it doesn't actually start to ignite until Jason hits it, which is just not how creepers work in Minecraft. That thing don't give a fuck.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Also, another nitpicky side note, I feel like a creeper's explosion would be a bit bigger than that. That's just a nitpick. Another thing that's like not exactly Minecraft is one of the designers stated that the zombies were blind, which they aren't. I don't know why someone would even mention that, because you would have to make it up yourself to say that the zombies were blind. So, that to me, that just doesn't make sense with Minecraft zombies. Because if you play Minecraft, you know those zombies sure as shit ain't blind. Jesus Christ. I wish zombies were that brutal in actual Minecraft. So anyway, Jason Momoa gets pulled into the tower that the kid built, but then the mobs break it, and then the whole thing starts being swarmed with zombies, and oh no, our heroes are defenseless, but then Steve arrives! This looked a lot cooler in the theater. I remember actually kind of liking this scene. Now I think it just looks stupid. That's not how mobs work. Like, did the guy ever actually play Minecraft? I get this is supposed to be, like, the first night, and everyone has their first night memory, but, like, a lot of what they're doing isn't how it works in Minecraft. So Steve fights his way through the zombies, and Jack Black actually said he was really excited to do some of the fight scenes in this film, because he's not normally cast as a fighter, so being able to actually like fight stuff was a fun thing that he got to do. So I'm happy for that. I also want to say I would have preferred this as an introduction to Steve. This guy just suddenly appears who seems to know everything, and he goes, "I am Steve," and then the audience cheers because obviously. Whoever heard of being quiet in a movie theater? God, I sound so negative about this. I'll redeem it in the end, don't worry. Also, I want to add, why is there so much licensed music in this film? When I think Minecraft, I sure as shit don't think licensed music, unless you have a Spotify playlist playing in the background, which, admittedly, I do. Why didn't they take a page out of the Five Nights at Freddy's film and use Minecraft songs in place of the licensed music? Like, how awesome would it have been if during one of the fight scenes in this film, which there are many, fucking Fallen Kingdom started playing? Like, how dope would that have been? That I would have I would have given this movie a 10 out of 10 if Captain Sparkles started playing. I almost started cheering the Five Nights at Freddy's movies when I heard Living Tombstone play. Anyways, I wish this scene was the introduction of Steve. I really wish they cut that intro at the start and put it somewhere later, maybe when they're at the Woodland Mansion. And this was how we got to know Steve and how we were introduced to him. Because I think this is such a better introduction than what he got. And like I said, my theory is that there wasn't enough Minecraft at the start, so that's why they put the intro there. So we can say, like, hey, there's Minecraft, and like, just wait, we'll get there. But hey, there's Minecraft. So after that, they established that the cube orb thingy and the crystal thingy is the orb of dominance and the earth crystal, and together that's how they get to the real world. But Jason Momoa broke the crystal, so they need to go to a woodland mansion to get a new one. Okay, I'm gonna say this now. A lot of people have a problem with Jason Momoa's acting in this, but I think it's fun as long with it paired with Jack Black also overacting. Like, I think that is just, it's so funny how much they're just, like, way over the top. I think the only reason it feels weird is because the other characters aren't matching their energy. So they team up and decide to head to the village, or Midport Village, but, you know, the village. So after that, we cut back to the real world where our villager friend gets run over by Jennifer Coolidge. The villager clearly doesn't know what's going on, but Jennifer Coolidge says she'll buy her dinner so he doesn't sue him. We'll get back to that. Now we get to the village, where I want to point out my favorite part of this film. The set design. So, a lot of people saw this film and just assumed it was all hulking masses of green screen and CGI. But it wasn't. They actually got the lead set designer behind the Lord of the Rings films to build a lot of these sets in real life. Yes, really look at the buildings and stuff. It's all practical. It looks so cool. Don't look at the villagers. Don't look at them. Look at the village. It's so cool. So whenever you're watching this film, I implore you to really look at the environments these characters are in, because they are all made real. It's what I was focusing on when I saw it in theaters, and it was beautiful. I love the set design of this movie. So the one thing I'll give this movie, the set design is beautiful. Like, while there is clearly CGI here, if you look at, like, what he's actually walking on, that's all real. I'm really impressed by it. Like, look at that bed. That bed looks awesome. Like, look at those iron bars. They look so good. They're, like, rusty and, like, really well detailed, but they're like shaped like Minecraft. It's so cool. The set design in this movie is amazing. Even the villagers were actual costumes. They CGI'd the head, which is what made them so weird. But like, look at their robes and look at their shoes. It's all an actual effect. It is amazing. Okay. This is like a perfect example of what I love and hate about this movie's special effects. The body is practical, and I think that's awesome. But the head, full CGI. Out of all the terrible CGI creatures, the one I'll give credit to is the Iron Golem. I actually think it looks really cool. I like how big and sluggish and slow it feels, and the sound it makes as it's like rubbing iron against itself. It's really cool. It's the one creature I'll give this movie. The one. Okay, maybe there's one more creature after that I'll applaud. This will get me into a compliment/complaint about this film. Compliment first. Technoblade cameo in the Minecraft movie is exactly what we needed.
Is he some kind of king?
No. That's a legend.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Technoblade. Out of all the ways Minecraft has paid tribute to Technoblade, this was the best. You know, I complained about all the hooting and hollering going on in the theater, but when applause happened for Technoblade, I was perfectly okay with that. This brings me up to another critique I have this film of, where's all the Minecrafters? Like, why not go full Five Nights at Freddy's movie and just jam-pack this thing with cameos? Like, imagine Captain Sparkles or the Yogs cast showing up in this movie. How cool would that have been? Apparently Dan TDM was in the auction, but why didn't we get more? I guess it's a bit riskier with the Minecraft community because in 5 years now, we don't know who's gonna come out as a pedophile. You know, to be perfectly honest, if we had more, they'd probably be like Dream or something. Now we get to what's probably the most well-known scene of the film. So the director, was really insistent about this scene where they went to go get fried chicken. So Jeb pointed out that Minecrafters have had a kind of standard way of making fried chicken in Minecraft via lava. So the production team actually built a lava redstone machine in Minecraft to prove that it worked. They then used as a basis for how they built Steve's lava chicken. And then we get the scene everyone fucking knows from this film. La 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 lava, chicken. This song's been stuck in my head for 3 days. Like, I wish they were kind of poking fun at some stuff like this. Like, yeah, that chicken would be hot, or it's kind of weird being able to punch trees down. I wish they talked more about that. Now, one of my questions I had about this film is, why is there so much music? And my questions are actually justified, because back in a Mario movie, Jack Black actually didn't want to perform Peaches because he doesn't like to be in acting roles where he sings because he's Jack Black, rather than having good character reasons for them singing. Luckily, the director pointed out that it would be funny to have Bowser sing a love song to Peach, and that's where Peaches came from. But for this film, Jack Black wanted to sing. All of the songs Steve sings in this film are written by Jack Black. In fact, Lava Chicken, they did in one take. That was the first time Jack Black performed Lava Chicken, and it is the shot that went into the movie. Behind the scenes, Jason Momoa was cracking up watching Jack Black perform it. Apparently, both Jack Black and Jason Momoa had kind of like a man crush on each other, so they were really excited to get to work together, and that's why their chemistry works so well on screen. I want to say that a lot of people complain about Jason's performance, that it's just really over the top and crazy. But I think it's fine paired with Jack Black, because these are two actors going all out, just way over the top performing, and I think it works brilliantly. Jason Momoa's character is supposed to be this kind of weird and cringy guy, so a weird and cringy performance works great, especially with Jack Black's also over the top acting. I think it's amazing. The rest of the cast I don't like as much.
I'm more of a sister to Hank than you'll ever be.
See, this is what I mean. I like his lame acting. It's really funny in the correct moments. I want to mention that this film has a lot of, single-person close-ups where the characters say, a one-liner. And I just want to point out that I hate this. It feels so unnatural. It's so weird. It, highlights these jokes that aren't even funny.
What in the hell?
And if that happens,
What are with these, one-off close-ups? They look awful. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But it's not all fun and games for... Let me get this right. Because Steve went to the Lava Chicken Shack, Malgosha has a ton of spies in the village who told her that Steve had betrayed them, even though technically he hasn't. So this prompts her to send an army of piglins to go and try to get the orb back, even though it's only been 20 minutes since Steve left. Now, normally I would also make the whole argument like, oh, it's been a whole cycle of night and day, so it must have been much longer than that. No, it is canon in this film that day and night only last 20 minutes. Now, you're probably thinking, piglins can't go to the surface, they zombify. Well, that's where you're wrong, because a potion made of netherwort lets them survive in the overworld, which is why they're going to get the orb, is so they can survive in the overworld. This plot makes no sense. Okay, and this will not be the last time we see piglins in the overworld. Hell, we even see Malgosha in the overworld eventually, and they have these like misters that mist the area so they don't turn to zombies. So why do they need the crystal to exist in the overworld if they can already do that? Now, the other answer is they don't have enough of the potion for everyone. But she says it's made of netherwort, which grows in the nether. This shit literally grows on trees, and they say, oh, we don't have enough. We don't know any other ingredients to this potion, but with how well maintained her regime is, surely there can be nothing too difficult to find to make this potion. As I said before about Malgosha, motives may vary. So anyways, back in the overworld, they make it to Steve's super secret stash, where we get to see a beautiful array of Minecraft items. And I gotta say, this is really cool. The full set of armor, the TNT, the fireworks, like, mwah. Oh, I love it. But I have a few complaints. So as much as I praise the set and the prop design, there are a couple faults in it. My biggest one are the apples. Because in Minecraft, apples are actually round. So when they're making this movie, they're constantly sending stuff back and forth to Mojang to approve designs for various objects, and they made the apple square but like kind of round, so it still looks like an apple, and I don't know why, it just bugs me. Like, that's just not what apples look like in Minecraft. If they were fully round, I would have bought it more than these shitty square ones. And the reason I bring this up now are the fire charges do the same thing. They are fire cubes, and it annoys the shit out of me. Like, they are canonically round. They look round. They are round. I hate it. But the rest looks good. Like, the pickaxes and swords look so cool. One more thing I do want to bring up, that, again, this is sort of like the Minecraft peripheral that I was talking about, is the boots of swiftness. What does that mean? Okay, again, nitpicking, but this is like the Minecraft stuff. Minecrafters will know. Boots of swiftness aren't a thing. There are boots with the enchantment of swiftness that you may call boots of swiftness, but there are a lot more to it. What type of boots are they? Are they boots of swiftness 3? If a real Minecrafter, when talking about these boots, because if you look at them, they look like they're dyed blue leather, you would say they're leather boots with swiftness 3. You would not call them boots of swiftness. This, again, just ties into the peripheral understanding of Minecraft, and you could really feel that from the lead writer. So when the lead writer talks about Minecraft, you can tell he doesn't really know what he's talking about. This is especially true when he talks about the iron golems. So, spoilers for later in the film, but they make a ton of iron golems, and he says that you build them with an iron block and an element, and when you attach the element, it turns them into an iron golem, and one of the things you can give it is a boot of swiftness. But you can't make a swiftness golem with 3 iron blocks and boots of swiftness. You still need the pumpkin head. The pumpkin head is not an interchangeable part of the iron golem. This same problem comes up when they talk about the crafting table. See, Steve makes an iron sword with a stick and 2 pieces of iron. Perfect. And then the kid makes something with a couple pieces of iron, a real-life battery, and a tater tot. That is fine to me. Can you actually do that in Minecraft? No. But can you bring in a real-life battery into Minecraft? Also no. So for all we know, that could be a recipe you could use. What does bug me is when Jason Momoa makes this bucket chucks, or whatever they're called. See, that is not a recipe in Minecraft. So being able to use Minecrafty objects to create whatever you want just isn't a thing. And again, I could see where a peripheral understanding of Minecraft you could get this from. If you just say, this is the crafting table where you can build whatever you want, it makes sense that you naturally think, oh, so you just put things on there and it gives you stuff, so you could build whatever. But that's not actually how the Minecraft crafting table works. There are set recipes. I give the kid a bit more leeway here, because they describe the kid as the modder of Minecraft. They are the person who takes the base game of Minecraft and turns it into something else, like a modder would. If this kid were actually playing Minecraft, he'd be the lead dev of Create. So him making shit that wouldn't be possible is fine. But Jason Momoa is the asshole. So him making a whole new bucket item just doesn't make sense. I told you this was gonna get nitpicky. So, as I said, they all make their items, and then the piglins attack the village, where I forgot to mention him before, General Chungus. This guy annoys me. So he's actually voiced by the director, and why would you want to play this character? General Chungus there is voiced by the director? So the director saw this movie and saw specifically that character and said, that's who I want to voice. So, this is a really dumb reference. This is clearly a reference to Big Chungus. It's not a Minecraft meme. It has no affiliation with Minecraft at all. Yet they decide to make it. What also really bugs me, what had me seething in this film, is when he said he was going to unalive you.
I'm really sorry, but I have to unalive you and stuff.
Oh, I hate this movie. So, if you don't know, the term unalive was popularized by YouTubers so that they could get around some kind of YouTube censorship for saying that they were going to kill someone in a video game. And seeing it make its way into a feature film really irks me. I don't know if they're trying to make this General Chungus guy just pure evil out of cringe, but they certainly did a good job for it.
You know this guy? Yeah, we used to get into some dungeon stuff.
That sounds wrong. I will give him the line, just start trashing the produce, villagers hate that. That's really funny, because everyone who goes into a village just starts looting all the crops. That is a really funny and fun reference that I enjoyed. Unaliving isn't. It's like all those fucking people who say ah instead of ass. Like, just grow the fuck up. So again, action fight scene. There's another pop song used here, or at least I thought it was a pop song, and I was gonna say, oh, why is there so many pop songs? But apparently this song was actually made for the film. It's called Zero to Hero, and I honestly didn't realize that. I thought the song already existed. I don't know if that is a praise or a complaint, but that's true. Again, imagine if this was Take Back the Night. It would have been so good. So, there's like 5 more action set pieces after this, and there is under an hour left of the movie. This movie's about to get really fast. So then the party gets split up. The girl and the real estate agent go off one way, while Steve, Jason Momoa, and the kid go a different way. So they get stuck at the top of this building, and the piglins are coming in, and they have to jump off the side of this building. But it's suicide. Luckily, Jack Black has elytras, so he equips them to the other characters and pushes them off. Nitpicky time again. Earlier, Steve made it a very big point that he had an ender pearl. He only had one and had to fight an enderman for it, indicating that he hasn't had much experience with endermen. Also indicating that he therefore hasn't been to the end. How the fuck does he have an elytra? So if you don't know, if you're not a Minecraft professional like yours truly here, elytras only spawn in end cities. So you'd have to go to the end to get them. It's sort of like a end game reward for beating the game, is you get the ability to fly around the world to your pleasing. Again, another nitpick, but also another indication of these people didn't really understand Minecraft. So Jack Black gives Jason Momoa and the kid a pair. Jason Momoa pushes the kid off. And then Jason Momoa jumps off, but then Jack Black realizes he doesn't have a pair of elytra, so he jumps off and grabs onto Jason Momoa. And I do not mean this in a hateful way, but this whole scene is really fucking gay. Oh, this is the gay scene. So Jack Black starts riding Jason, and these ghasts fly in from behind, and normally I would complain like, oh, you can't do that with ghasts. But because I'm such a Minecraft expert, I know that they added gas saddles in one of the most recent updates. And two, these are actually based off of a cut design from Minecraft Legends. So it does have basis in pre-existing Minecraft canon. So I do not complain about them writing ghasts. What I will complain about is another fucking pop song! God! The concept is here. Execution is just lacking. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing for the wrong reasons. This looks so stupid. No. This is so weird. Can I see that scene with Test Drive from How to Train Your Dragon over it? That'd be the dumbest fucking thing. Also, when this movie first came out, they forgot to add the CGI to this scene for certain theaters. So you just saw Jack Black and Jason Momoa flying around a small room, and it was kind of funny. I'll let you go find footage for that, because I'm sure Warner Bros. Is going to try to snipe it if it appears on a YouTube video. Back with my personal experience with this movie, my favorite part of seeing this was looking over at my mom and her just unamused face for the entire thing. Favorite part of the film. So after a very weird scene where Jack Black grabs Jason Momoa's ass, the kid crashes back into them, and so they're all together, like, spiraling out of control, when Jack Black pulls out a water bucket and throws it out, and they land, and it's safe, and that's a thing from Minecraft, woo! And the audience cheers, literally. The guy fucking cheering next to me when he said water bucket pissed me off so much. I really wish this film took a stance on whether or not they wanted to adhere to the game's physics or point out how weird the game's physics would be in a real-life situation, because they have a scene that is semi-grounded of Jason Momoa burning his mouth on the lava fried chicken, because, you know, it's cooked in lava. But then also, water bucketing is a thing. Also, they fall onto a couple pandas having sex. Meanwhile, with the other characters, they're trying to get to a map seller so they can buy a map to the Woodland Mansion, and the villager is sailing away on a boat trying to get away from the attack. And so the girl tries to, like, build a boat out of a wood block and throws it into the water, and the block just kind of floats away. It's nitpicky time again, because technically Minecraft blocks don't float. Just another nitpick from Mr. Nitpicks. So after that, we cut back to Jennifer Coolidge dating the villager, where we get a quick Jeb cameo as a waiter. Jeb! Jeb! I know that beard anywhere. And she's really falling for him. Moving on. So it was established in Steve's secret stash that Jason Momoa actually had the orb that Jack Black needed, but he wasn't going to give it to Jack Black unless he took him to the Redstone mine where Jack kept all of his diamonds, which was the opposite direction of the Woodland Mansion. So they took a complete detour just so Jason Momoa could get rich, and so that's where they are now. So there's a scene where basically Jack Black explains what's going on, and this is where the intro scene should have been. This is where we should have gotten the full backstory of what's going on, and I really think that was the case, except they needed more Minecraft at the start of a Minecraft movie. The characters even react as if he just told them that whole scene that we saw at the intro. What Steve does explain is that Malgosha, in her past, lost the Nether's Got Talent, and so she wrote off all forms of creativity, and so that's why she's evil. But that doesn't explain why she wants gold. Like, why does she want gold if she just hates creativity? Steve says that she'll block out the sun, spread netherwart everywhere, and destroy the world. But what does that have to do with hating creativity? What does that have to do with gold? What does that have to do with anything? I think it's a natural idea that if Minecraft, and specifically a Minecraft movie, is focusing on the idea that Minecraft is about creativity, then the villain being someone who's against creativity, it does make sense. But everything else about her motives and everything is nonsense! I didn't think I was gonna get this fucking loud when I reviewed this movie. So then back in the Nether, Malgosha reveals her big, evil zombie piglin, or normal piglin. Just saying, that doesn't exist in Minecraft. And then we cut back to the other characters who are just casually killing a zombie and talking about their problems in life. But the zombie isn't like dying, because I guess it's a zombie, even though, you know, nitpicky Minecrafter, zombies do die in Minecraft, and so you can't just like keep killing them, they keep coming back. Skip, next. I guess I'll mention that the other characters run into Dennis, who is safe and fine, which is the only reason Steve is trying to help Malgosha so he can get his dog back. So it proves that Malgosha has nothing over him. Anyways, now Jason Momoa, Steve, the kid are all exploring the redstone mines to try to find Steve's secret stash of diamonds, but it's full of traps. And Jason Momoa just keeps setting them off. He activates one trap that shoots cactuses at him, they stick to him. And normally, I would, again, Mr. Nitpicky, come in and go, oh, that's not how cactuses work in Minecraft. But this trap was actually designed by Mumbo Jumbo. So, when they all made all the sets, they invited a ton of Minecraft YouTubers to come and check them out and try to essentially get like a stamp of authenticity to see their reactions to it. And one of the things they did was they asked Mumbo Jumbo to help them design all the traps in the redstone cave. And one of the ideas he had was a dispenser that shot cactuses at people. So normally I would do my actually, but the fact that this was made by an actual Minecrafter and knew what he was talking about, I'll let it slide. So, Steve shows Jason Momoa his secret diamond stash, and Jason hops in and starts pocketing all of it. But the kid is like, what the fuck, dude? My sister's being danger, instead here you're stuffing your fat ass with full of diamonds. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but you get the gist. But then, the great hog, the big piglin monster that Malgosha made, arrives at the cave. I guess Malgosha just always knows where they are all the time. So they have to get out using the minecart system, which leads us to another action set piece. There are so many action set pieces in this film. I swear half of it is just fighting, and it's kind of annoying. Their torch gets blown out, and they end up running out of steam in the creeper farm, and so they're just surrounded by creepers, and they're like, oh god, there's creepers everywhere. But again, I want to point out that creeper inconsistency. They only go off when they hit them. So normally, if you're surrounded by creepers, you're fucking dead. You're fucking dead. But because these creepers are almost docile and they don't start to explode until you hit them, it's really weird, and it's not what creepers are. And so I don't know why they made this change, and it really bugs me. My soul is really, like, draining watching this. All my energy just left. So anyway, more action happens, they get out of the cave, and they start complaining to Jason Momoa about him being selfish, and he's like, I'm broke, I'm a failure, I got no money. So then, flashback to me in the theater, during the scene, a dude like 5 seats over from me starts fucking bawling his eyes out. Like, loudly crying in the theater over this scene. And my mom and I look at each other like, who the fuck is crying during a Minecraft movie? I don't think that's part of the meme-along block party this film has made for itself. Alright everyone, during Jason Momoa's tragic backstory, we all start crying here. So they keep walking, another flashback, Jennifer Coolidge with the villager. I think the fact that this is a lot of people's favorite plot lines just goes to show how bad this movie is. That just someone going on a normal date is more entertaining than the rest of the film. I think I heard at one point in production, this plotline was gonna be like the major arc of the film, but they thought it was too ridiculous, so they scrapped it and made it into this little subplot instead.
No, I think he's Swedish.
Sweden mention. So they get to the Woodland Manor, and Steve is making a plan. He's like, okay, we do this, you do this. And then, like, while they're doing this, Jason Momoa and the kid have a casual scene where he's like, oh, hey, I stole the orb from you, by the way. Sorry about that. And like in the middle of the plan. Like it's so forced in there. It really feels like the writer was like, oh shit, this never gets resolved. I'll fill it in right here. Okay, we're good. So the plan is for Steve and Jason Momoa to distract all the illagers while the kid sneaks upstairs to steal the crystal. And they need a sick distraction for it. Luckily, Jason Momoa has a perfect plan. You know, every time I watch a movie for this, I'm really, for a video, I'm really nervous. I'm just gonna shut up or like not have things to talk about. But as you see, so Steve and Jason Momoa go in wearing mushroom hats and saxophones, singing a birthday song. Apparently this rap was co-written by Jack Black and Jason Momoa, and they just wanted to do something fun. So I'll let him have it. I'll let him have it. After filming, Jack Black gave Jason Momoa a handwritten note saying that they would always be Mushroom Bros for life. Now, at the Woodland Manor, I'm going to again give props to the set design. But I'm also going to have a couple of complaints. So, first off, huge shout out to the fact that they got the original artist for the Minecraft paintings to give them permission to use his actual art in the manor. That is sick. That is so cool. But at this point, I also want to again bring up the allegations of Minecraft adjacent. Like, if you look at a scene from the Minecraft movie, you can tell it's Minecraft. But if you really start looking at it, you see the differences. So when they were doing the set design for the place, Jeb said that a block is 1 meter by 1 meter in Minecraft. But if you actually built the set to those specifications, you would kind of feel like you were in a trench the whole time. So instead, they got it to roughly like a 2 foot by 2 foot block as the sort of general basis, and went from there, which, fine, perfect. It's slightly scaled down, so it actually looks normal, but still feels Minecrafty. Where my problems start to creep in is when you notice them breaking that rule. Look at specifically the carpeting. That isn't matching a block size in Minecraft. Again, I know this is nitpicky, but they did such a good job with the set design that problems like this become noticeable. A lot of the decorum of the Woodland Mansion, while it is cool, doesn't feel Minecrafty. My biggest problem with this is in some of the nature aesthetics, where they have these, like, stair-looking parts of it. Minecraft don't even look like that. Look at, what are those? Like, 8 blocks! Or especially the trees, where at a glance you go, yes, this is Minecraft. But if you really look at it, there's little sticks coming out and connecting the trees to the leaves, which just isn't in Minecraft. What is? Yo, is that dynamic trees? You can see this in a lot of places where the block diameters aren't strict like they are in Minecraft, and are instead just a cubey representation of what they already wanted it to look like. Okay, there's a couple things, like, I'm really looking at, like, the ground and stuff, and it doesn't feel right. Yet, like, it's Minecraft inspired, but so slightly off. This feels like it's made by someone who's never actually seen Minecraft. This feels like Minecraft rendered by AI. Like, it looks like Minecraft, but it's so slightly different. It's the things like this that make me so annoyed with this movie. And when they do video game movies like this, these little details are what I live for. I love all the shit Fallout does to try to keep gameplay mechanic canon, whether it be forcing your lackey to carry all your shit with you, or even the design of most of the places around town. They look amazing. Same with Five Nights at Freddy's. The pizzeria is laid out how the pizzeria should be in Five Nights at Freddy's, and there are so many little nods, like the diner being named Sparky's, which is a reference to a fake 5th animatronic that was in the first game that people theorized about. Or Matt Pat's character being named Ness because he said Sans is Ness. Even in the little ones, like the Sonic movie. In the first Sonic movie, every time Sonic got hit, he dropped all his rings. It's details like this that make video game adaptation so good. That is probably my biggest problem with this movie as a whole, is how Minecraft adjacent it feels, rather than it being true to Minecraft. Truly true to Minecraft. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm just stalling because my least favorite part of the movie is coming up. It's coming. I know it's coming, and I hate it. Clearly, singing a birthday song doesn't work, so Jason Momoa and Jack Black get captured, and they go to the bit that everyone fucking knows. You know it. I know it. Let's all say it together now.
Chicken jockey.
Ah! Back in my theater experience for this, at this point, the guy sitting next to me pulls out his fucking phone and records a TikTok. I was so angry at this point, I wanted to kick his phone out of his hand. I was so angry and stressed at being in this loud theater when I go to see films in a peace and quiet so I can build my own experience without others around me. This angered me so much. Anyway, there's this whole fight scene against you know what. Intercut between this, there's actually a really cool scene where the kid fights a Enderman. So he gets the Earth Crystal, but then Enderman shows up. And how they do Enderman are really cool. This is the best part of the film. Yeah, like, this is actually, like, really fun and creative. I wish Endermen were actually this cool in Minecraft. They actually feel creepy and weird. So they said looking into its eyes fills your mind with dark thoughts, which I can kind of buy because, like, we don't know what's going through Steve's head when us, the player, look at an Enderman. I really like this scene. It's super cool and interesting. We get to see Jack Black as Herobrine, and yeah, it's really cool. My only complaint is Steve made a big point they had to fight an Enderman to get the Ender Pearl. Meanwhile, the kid managed to kill one by swinging randomly with an axe. Seriously, he never, like, actually fights this thing, and he gets an Ender Pearl from it. Like, why was it such a big deal? Endermen are harder in the game! I guess they weren't that hard to kill, huh? Anyway, Steve and Jason Momoa team up to fight the chicken jockey. Oh, I said it, didn't I?
You saved my life. That's what friends do, Garrett.
Right, friends. And they all get out, but then Malgosha's goons and Malgosha herself stop them on a bridge. Again, why is it so important that they block out the sun so they can go into the overworld without turning into zombies if they have this magic potion that doesn't turn them into zombies? Why is it such a big deal that they can't go to the overworld to send Steve to do this if they immediately think that they backstabbed him? And they have this magic potion that lets them do it anyways. It's so bad! This makes me... I don't know why this makes me so angry! Then there's another fight scene. Again, there's so many fight scenes just so close together. Yay! And there's a line that a lot of people look over.
Slime cube!
Half of this film is just Jack Black going, Minecraft reference, and then doing said Minecraft reference. It pisses me off to no end. Imagine, like, if in Five Nights at Freddy's, Josh Hutcherson went, cameras, door, like every 5 minutes. Or even better, if in Fallout, the ghoul would go, that, boom, 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 power armor! It would be so awful. But really, like, I don't think that's, like, clever references. Like, the water bucket, as much as I complained about it, was a clever reference. That was a clear thing developed by the community that was fun to see referenced in the movie. But he almost kind of went, water bucket! Psh! That's not a reference, that's just loudly exclaiming what you're about to do. I don't get how, like, everyone just becomes expert fighters by spending 40 minutes in the Minecraft world. So then Jason Momoa sacrifices himself so that everyone else could get out, and Jack Black and the kid run away, but pass out and are rescued by the other characters, where they then wake up in a mushroom house that I think the zookeeper built. That's my guess. Also, this leads me to one of my biggest questions about this Minecraft lore. In Minecraft, it is very well known that if you die, you wake up in the bed you last slept in. So, is death really that big of a threat in this universe? I think they tried to imply this, like that they got knocked out and then woke up in beds. But if they show that they die and don't come back, that is again sort of going over a very well-known thing in Minecraft. While also, if they do show that you die and come back, it kind of trivializes the idea of death as a whole in your franchise, which in a storytelling sense can be very dangerous for the stakes of your film. So if this is them dying and waking up in a bed, then a lot of the stakes of the film are essentially gone. So this is just a warning I have. Yo, rewatching like Minecraft story mode, there was like stakes and actual like world building, and that this is just like shit happens. So anyway, they wake up, Dennis and Steve reunite, but Malgosha has the crystal, and it's bad. So Malgosha releases a sky beam to blot out the sun! The worst of all high-budget CGI climaxes! Oh no! Why is it always a sky laser? I know I'm so, like, out of the, like, I'm so, like, behind the trend for this. Why is it always a sky laser? So as a rallying call, Steve says, we need to mine. And then craft. Let's Minecraft! Gah! So they do all kinds of fighting and crafting, and this is where we get the Iron Golem Boots of Swiftness thing, which I complained about earlier. But it does just really bug me. I really hate this idea, or at least add it to Minecraft, because that would be cool. There's so many, like, Minecraft references, but when you get to, like, the real niche stuff that not everyone would know, they completely fuck up. Like, the Boots of Swiftness, like, that's an enchantment. Like, how did he get that? Why are they special Boots of Swiftness? Why aren't they just, like, enchanted boots? It's like someone, like, skim-read the Minecraft wiki and tried to make a story out of it. See, that's not a thing! That's not a thing in Minecraft. It'd be cool if there was a thing in Minecraft, but it's not! And it really bugs me for no reason! Like, at least with the other video game movies I've seen, they've stuck painfully close to canon, or they're trying to separate themselves to the point where it's more like reality than fiction. But this, it's very clearly establishing, this is the Minecraft world, and Minecraft rules apply, but when they get down to, like, the Minecraft rules of shit, they completely forget what they're doing. It's like, there's Minecraft rules until we stop caring. I don't know why it angers me this much! So then, again, there's fighting, and we get to see Steve in full diamond armor, which is pretty cool, but he doesn't have, like, thigh guards. It's like diamond pants are supposed to be full pants, but he doesn't have, like, that part of the pants on the pants. And then also his diamond chestplate just immediately explodes, so, okay. The helmet is pretty cool, though. I'll give him that. But then, the kid, he loads the ender pearl he got from killing the Enderman into the potato cannon launcher, and he shoots it up, and it lands, boop, and he teleports to the top of the tower so he can try to grab the crystal that's blotting out the sun. And also, another sort of Minecraft nitpick, technically ender pearls hurt you if you throw them really far, so it'd be really cool if they were, like, fucking knackered after that, after teleporting. It's like, oh god, that really takes it out of you. It's just like something simple like that. So anyway, the kid is reaching for the crystal, but then the giant pig thing shoots its laser cannon up at the tower, and it blows up, knocking the kid off. You can't blow up obsidian. Everybody knows you can't blow up obsidian! And all is lost. But then, Jason Momoa flies in and saves the day! This is Lord of the Rings at home. The Eagles! The Eagles! So then there's one more line that is kind of weird. I'll play it now.
I want you to jab in the tentacles.
How'd you learn how to do that?
Don't ask.
Why don't we want to ask? What don't we know? What did he do to a ghast? So then, the ghast blows up the nether portal. Again, nitpicking, ghast explosions are powerful enough to destroy obsidian. Very few things are. But you know what? They can destroy a portal. It didn't destroy a portal. I'll give them that. So then, the giant piglin, like, picks up the orb and one last thing, and then the speed golem, like, does this big fight move to it. It's really fucking weird. And then the sky clears up and turns bright again, and everyone and all the monsters and piglets die. Which, hooray, the good guy saved the day. So then Steve confronts Malgosha, and this is the one joke that made me laugh in the whole film. I won't show it to you, because you have to go watch this film now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta watch this, okay? I ain't doing this alone. You're joining me on this. If you want to see that joke, and it's a pretty good joke, you gotta watch the movie. Wait, if they still had the lanterns that were keeping them, this movie destroys its own lore! I hate this. So anyway, the main cast of people decide to go back home to the real world, but Steve is like, but there's so much, like, judgment and hardships out there, and the kid's like, I know, I'm gonna make stuff anyways. And so Steve is like, damn it, I'm coming with you, and he follows them along. And we get like a recap of everything that they learned from doing this. Okay, let me ask you, when did any of this happen? They're about to say like, where they are now. When did any of this shit happen? And so, I'll give a quick rundown. Jason Momoa and Jack Black made a video game based on their Minecraft adventure, a block-based fighting game. The real estate lady ditched her real estate job and began her mobile petting zoo career, which I guess kind of works because she had already liked animals, so cool that she decided to live her dream. The kid went on being creative and doing whatever he wanted. Also, when did he actually, like, express his creativity? Apart from building the cannon. Okay, maybe, like, the setup at the end, but he didn't, like, make some wacky invention that saved the day. He just did normal stuff. Normal Minecraft stuff. But the girl started a self-defense course? When did it ever get shown that she suddenly got good at self-defense? Where did she learn this skill set? We never saw her, like, actually learn to fight. She was just suddenly good at it. Also, it's called survival mode, which doesn't make any fucking sense unless you've played Minecraft, but fuck it, who cares at this point? But really, when did it show that she suddenly got good at fighting? Like, she was pretty good at the final battle, but every time before that was her just struggling to fight even a basic zombie. When the hell did she learn this skill? Also, this ending scene is like a big rock show of Jason Momoa and Jack Black just rocking out. This was, again, written by Jack Black, and his team was, I'm guessing, some of the people from Tenacious D to write this for him and Jason Momoa to sing. And again, they got it all in like one take. The whole song was just one continuous take that they cut up between everything else, which I gotta say is impressive. Not gonna lie. So finally, a few scenes at the very end, it's revealed that Jennifer Coolidge was married to the teacher who also trauma dumped onto the kid, and she is going to marry the villager, who's played by Matt Berry. Now, I don't know how true this is, but from what I heard, Matt Berry was originally going to play Steve, but had to cancel last minute due to scheduling conflicts with the final season of What We Do in the Shadows. And that's why they gave him this villager cameo at the very end, so he could still be a part of the film. The director knew Jack Black from Nacho Libre, and so he made a call to Jack to fill in for the role as Steve. Also, apparently, they set up a Minecraft realm for the whole cast and crew to play on during filming. So, during downtime and in between takes, they would all be playing Minecraft with each other while filming Minecraft, which I think is awesome. There was also a cut song from the film, believe it or not, from the zookeeper lady. She had a rap advertising her zoo that the actress and the scriptwriter co-wrote and even filmed, and it ended up as an extended scene. So at this point in the theater, I was done. I got up and sprinted out of the theater. I pushed a child aside so I could get out of here. I did not want to be in this theater anymore. And apparently, that means I missed one final scene. For at the very end of the movie, Steve goes back to his original house, where a new person is living in it.
I'm Alex, by the way.
Dun dun dun! Not a sequel. No! Oh god, that means there's gonna be another one of these. After watching this movie, I feel sick and vile. But after watching the behind-the-scenes documentary, I honestly kinda get it. If you boil back Minecraft, beyond the exploring, the fighting, the building, what it's really about is having fun together. And that is exactly what the cast and crew did while making this film. Jack Black actually tearfully said after he finished filming this movie that if this film was the last one he ever got to work on, then it would be a good final film to be part of. And even all the complaining I did about people being loud and rowdy in the theaters, it's still people having fun together. So while the film itself, I don't think is very good, what it did and how it brought people together, I think was perfect. And I don't know what else you could really want from a Minecraft movie than to bring people together. Get me the fuck out of here. So yeah, that was a Minecraft movie. I hope you enjoyed. I'm experimenting on doing these kind of shorter videos. Like, doing the whole Jaws franchise took like 3 months to do, so I'm hoping just one will be a bit shorter. I even noticed each film was about like 20 minutes worth of video, which is roughly what I aim for when I do videos, so I might try to do more shorter ones like this. Or even if I do a full franchise, I might like do them all as individual videos and then do one big one combining them together. And so we'll see how you like that. Also, I want to start doing a tier list for every film I review. So I'll put it up here. I want to say Jaws, the original, S tier. Jaws 2, F. It's going to take some serious work to beat Jaws 2 for the worst film I've ever seen. Jaws 2's F. Jaws 3D, D. Jaws 3D is a D because I think it's funny. And I'll probably put Jaws the Revenge also at D because I think it has some redeeming qualities. As for the Minecraft movie, I'd put that at about C. Like, I think it deserves a good C. I think that's fitting, don't you? So yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you then. Got a nice intro, an intro that we all know when starting a new Minecraft adventure. That's such a cheesy line, Jesus Christ.
We did everything together.
Why am I watching this? Why am I watching this? They get to Steve's secret stat. Oh god, I forgot how dumb this plot was. Okay. Get your Minecraft facts right, movie! So then we cut to them exploring the diamond mine, or no, it's the redstone mine. Why is it just the diamond mine? Why is it the redstone mine? Just up a redstone mine. Mini nuke! As they're leaving, Jason Momoa and Jack Black have a really emotional goodbye. It's kind of gay. The director knew Jack Black from Guacamelee, or not Guacamelee. And then she turned her hatred towards the villagers, blaming them for all their problems. She started the Netherreich. This is such a side tangent. Why can't we start spelling laser with a Z? Like, that's such a cooler way to spell laser. Can I just start purposefully misspelling laser to make it a Z so it sounds cooler? I hate it, hate it, hate it.